Another misconception about being not thin is about edema on the legs. Here are a couple of photos of moderate swelling. If you Google leg edema, you can find some ghastly photos of leg edema and lymphedema and lipedema and some scary liposuction surgery disasters. Edema can affect other parts of the body. Like a lot of people, you know, if you've had breast cancer, you might have excess fluid that makes your arms swell, and you might have to wear a sleeve to keep your arm from swelling, and that can be really painful. But edema on the legs is a little different. It can be caused by congestive heart failure, blood clots, pregnancy, medication, not being able to get up and move around, or any or all of the above, or it can be caused by insufficient lymph drainage. And for a long time, and still, people might tell you that it's because you don't eat right or don't exercise, and you see these exercise gurus who look so great and they tell you how to do it. I'm seeing a lot of wrong information about this condition. People telling people with leg swelling to get out and walk. No. That's not always a good idea. Doctors are learning more about the condition, and there are some medical practitioners who now specialize in the treatment of leg edema, but a couple things. It's not caused by a sedentary lifestyle. It might cause you to have a more sedentary lifestyle, but usually there's an underlying tendency toward the condition that can be made worse by those other conditions. My grandma had a best friend. I remember she was 72. She'd come over in her short jean shorts and she looked great. And I was in my 20s and didn't have legs like that. Some of it's just hereditary. But usually there's an underlying predisposition toward that. Peripheral edema is swelling in the peripheral areas of the body, the feet and the legs. You can eat right, exercise, lose weight, and still have edema. I don't like a lot of the videos on the internet because they often make me feel like I've done something to cause it, like I've done something wrong. Poor lymph drainage in the legs and feet, it doesn't have to be caused by anything you did wrong. Or the root cause is not necessarily any particular health issue. The condition's often hereditary. I read a statistic that said that 10 to 11% of people with Anglo DNA have the condition. It's not a condition that can be fixed by surgery without some scary risk factors. I won't post any of the photos I Googled because they were some of the most disgusting, scary. I'm not opting for surgery. I'm not doing that. But leg edema can be inherited, occurs mostly in women, but not always. It happens to people of all sizes, underweight, obese. It's the excess deposit and expanding of fat cells, usually from the waist to the ankles. They call that band you get around the ankles the bracelet effect. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. And it cannot be eliminated by diet and exercise. Now, if the condition gets too severe, you need to see a doctor who specializes in leg edema. But these two photos here are pretty good examples of my leg edema. The one on the right is kind of what it looked like when I started working out again, and the photo on the left is what it looks like now. And under all that is a lot of muscle, folks. But you hit my legs, you feel like you hit something solid, and you did, but they still have edema. And people can be really cruel and pretty stupid about it. Why don't you work out? I do. A couple months ago, my mom was out somewhere and some skinny bitch pointed down at her ankles and said, "You need to eat apples." My mom was really humiliated and embarrassed, and the woman said it again, like eating apples is going to cure her leg edema. Why don't she read a book? Pick up a medical text? I don't know, but my mom was real Christian about it, but I don't think I would have been. I think I would have tried to sit on her skin. Anyway, when I was pregnant, I did have that bluish and the pitting in my feet. That was when the doctor said, you've got to have total bed rest till you deliver. And that was pretty scary for me. I had total bed rest with a couple of my pregnancies, but I don't have heart issues or lung issues. In my particular case, this is an inherited condition, and I do my best to reduce my own risk factors. I was at the gym one day, and this young guy was always saying, "I wish my legs were bigger." The guys at the gym always wish their legs were bigger and ask what they can do to make their legs bigger, more musclier. And the women are always saying they want their legs to be smaller, and what can they do to have smaller legs but a bigger rear end. Never happy, I guess. So this guy was talking to me about exercises he could do to have bigger or musclier legs. And he points to my legs and he says, "How do you get your legs to have definition like that?" And I said, "Oh, honey, that's an optical illusion. I never wear shorts or capris." So I lifted my pant leg, and I wear bootcut jogging pants at the gym, and I showed him that bracelet effect around my ankles, and he flinched. He was just horrified, and he swore, and he said, "Can you do something about that?" And I said, "Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing weight training on leg machines." And I try not to focus on losing the girth as much as getting stronger. That's the best course I've found, but people who tell you just walk it off, walking does not usually help. It can make it worse. A couple weeks ago, I was in downtown Chicago, and I probably walked 3 miles that day. The next 2 days, I was in bed. Back to walking on a cane, could barely walk for about 2 days because all that walking only exacerbated the problem of that lymph drainage. And it can make your legs hurt really bad. And if someone or something bumps against your legs, they might bruise easily. Weightlifting does help with that, and it does help with being able to walk. But there are lots of times when I kind of have to tell my legs to move. I've heard other people with the condition talk about that. It's almost like the signals from your brain to your legs that tell your legs to move don't quite work or don't work efficiently. Keeping your legs elevated helps. Weight training helps me, but it doesn't eliminate it. Protein supplements seem to help. Lymph drainage massage helps. Cut down on the sugar and salt. Don't eat them at the same time. And sometimes I take a over-the-counter water pill that helps me move better. But if you have swollen legs or leg edema, it doesn't mean you've done something wrong. Don't let people tell you that. That's a misconception, and don't let someone tell you all you need to do is go work out at the gym. It's a more ubiquitous issue than that. Trust me, I know.